Hey, so I'm sticking with it, persistent, back with another video. People that know me know I love quotes. I find them inspiring, motivational. So yeah, whenever you're down, just read a quote and whatnot. I text a lot of my friends' quotes. So I thought for my second top 10, I could do my 10 favorite quotes. So let's just jump right into it and start with number 10. For each quote, I guess I'll say the quote itself, of course, and then who said it and a little bit of background. So the first quote is from George Patton. A lot of you probably know him. He's a famous U.S. Army general during World War II. And the quote is, "Success is how high you bounce when you hit bottom." And then the background to this quote, or a little about George Patton, is George Patton was one of the most dynamic and controversial figures in military history. Known for his aggressive tactics and unorthodox methods, he led American forces to victory in North Africa, Sicily, and Europe. However, his career was also marked by moments of failure, criticism, and setbacks. Patton's life was full of challenges from his personal struggles with self-doubt to his confrontation with military authorities. Yet despite these hurdles, he always found a way to bounce back stronger, often with greater determination and resolve. This quote reflects his belief that true success is not about avoiding failure, but about how you respond when you inevitably face setbacks. So yeah, a lot of quotes will be about failure and bouncing back. So I think George Patton definitely experienced failure, and we all know the name. So yeah, I enjoy that one. Now on to number nine, we have the famous basketball player Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. And the quote is, "The good and the great are only separated by the willingness to sacrifice." And a little background, Kareem is known not only for his exceptional career in sports, but also for his wisdom and thought-provoking insights on life, leadership, and achievement. The quote reflects Abdul-Jabbar's philosophy of hard work, dedication, and the importance of sacrifice in reaching the highest levels of success. It aligns with his experiences as a record-breaking athlete and his broader contributions to society through activism, writing, and mentoring. Now, this is one I repeat a lot. When people say good luck, I always say luck is a dividend of sweat. This quote is from Ray Kroc, just signifying the harder you work in life, the more you'll tend to get lucky. I think about this one a lot. Sorry, I might just go. These videos are random, so I can talk about whatever the hell I want. I used to listen to the Guy Raz podcast where he'd talk with all the entrepreneurs, and he would say like how much of it was luck, and a lot of them would answer like the harder you work, the luckier you tend to get. And I really like that quote, and it's always resonated with me. So like when someone texts good luck before an exam, you might get a little lucky if you put in a little more time preparing. But yeah, Ray Kroc, about him. I'm sure if you watch The Founder, a lot of you know the name. But Ray Kroc joined McDonald's in the 1950s when it was a small but promising fast food restaurant run by the McDonald brothers. Kroc's vision, drive, and commitment to expanding the brand led to the worldwide franchise that McDonald's is today. His success was the result of relentless effort, and his belief in hard work is encapsulated in this quote. Coming in at number seven, probably the most iconic quote for me, the youngest one I can remember learning and loving. But this comes from Franklin D. Roosevelt. The famous quote, "The only thing we have to fear is fear itself." So this was delivered in his inaugural address on March 4th, 1933. And this time period was known for the Great Depression, so a time of severe economic hardship in the United States. The country wasn't doing well, morale wasn't high. So yeah, just being in an overall economic crisis, and a lot of this was a lot of people attributed to previous administrations, Hoover, and then the Smoot-Hawley tariffs. So there's just a complete lack of confidence. Morale was low. So I think this was like the perfect time to say this in the inaugural address to a nation that was hurting and needed some bravery, which Franklin D. Roosevelt supplied in his inaugural speech. The next one is Billie Jean King, the famous tennis player. I also say this one a lot. I guess that makes sense because these are my top 10. So this one is pressure is a privilege. Nice and succinct, but very true. Just if you have pressure, be grateful for that because that signifies something of importance. And a little bit about Billie Jean King. Billie Jean King coined this phrase during her illustrious tennis career, which was marked by high stakes matches and groundbreaking social advocacy. She faced immense pressure both on and off the court. As a top ranked player, she had the expectation to perform and win. And as a trailblazer of gender equality, King fought for women's rights and equal pay in sports, culminating in her famous victory in the 1973 Battle of the Sexes match by Bobby Riggs. So yeah, Billy experienced lots of pressure, and I think we all do, regardless of if we're a famous tennis player or highly successful, pressure is a part of life. So just understand that pressure is a privilege and being grateful for it can really be a positive mindset. Now, the fifth quote, I heard this one a while back. Believe it or not, I ran cross country. Not well, but a lot of cross country people idolize Steve Prefontaine, or at least know the name. So this one is from Prefontaine, and what she says, to give anything less than your best is to sacrifice the gift. Now, Prefontaine was given the gift of running and ran hard. And a little bit about him, I got Steve Prefontaine was one of the most celebrated athletes of his time, dominating the track in the 1970s. His fierce determination and competitive drive set him apart. Prefontaine wasn't just talented, he was also known for his refusal to hold back during a race. He believed that to fully honor the gift of athletic talent, one must commit to giving their all every time. So yeah, about once a year I do just go on YouTube and binge watch some Prefontaine running performance or quotes. He's a super inspiring guy. It's tragic his life was ended early, but he still has an impact on all of us. So that's my fifth favorite quote from Steve Prefontaine. Now to number four. I'm honestly surprised I don't have more quotes from this gentleman as I love his humor and wit, and I know a lot of his quotes, but this one is Mark Twain, and he says, "Give every day a chance to become the most beautiful day in your life." I love this one, just framing every day with a positive mindset that truly you never know what the best day of your life will be. It could be today. And I really think you have the option to make it a better day at least, and with just a positive mindset. So about Mark Twain lived during a time of great social and technological change in the United States, and he was no stranger to personal hardships. He experienced financial troubles, the loss of loved ones, and periods of doubt, yet he maintained a sharp wit and a love for life's quirks. So yeah, despite all he was going through, you can read in his famous books and just through his quotations how he kept a positive mentality, which we can all learn from. Now we're getting into the top three. This one is from Winston Churchill, the Prime Minister of England during World War II. This one is success is not final, failure is not fatal. It is the courage to continue that counts. So the description I have is Churchill's life and career were marked by both remarkable successes and significant failures. Before leading Britain to victory in World War II, he faced numerous professional and personal challenges. On the professional side, with military failures, early in his career, Churchill was blamed for the disastrous Gallipoli campaign during World War I. The campaign was a significant failure, leading to loss of life and tarnishing his reputation. Not only did he have military failures, but he also had political setbacks. He faced political exile in the 1930s as his view on the growing threat of Nazi Germany were unpopular at the time. And even following the war, he faced more failure. So, despite these setbacks, Churchill's resilience brought him back into leadership when Britain needed him the most during World War II. His ability to persist and inspire others during the darkest days of the war made him a symbol of unwavering determination. Now, my second favorite quote, this comes from the 2005 Stanford Commencement Address, which I have seen numerous times and would recommend you all watch. It comes from Steve Jobs, and the quote is, "The only way to do great work is to love what you do." And like I said, this was shared during this 2005 Stanford Commencement Address, which at the time, Jobs was reflecting on his own career journey, including the highs and lows that shaped him. Jobs was known for his unrelenting pursuit of excellence and innovation, and his passion for technology and design revolutionized multiple industries, including computing, music, and telecommunications. So I think we all know Steve Jobs just had an unrelenting passion for what he did and worked extremely hard, tirelessly. Even to the end when he was fighting cancer, he just a workaholic and just had such passion for what he did and really thought he was making a difference, which he did. Now, my favorite quote is also the longest one. I actually have this on my desk right next to me every day, so I see it. And it comes from President Calvin Coolidge. And it is, "Nothing in this world can take the place of persistence. Talent will not. Nothing is more common than unsuccessful men with talent. Genius will not. Unrewarded genius is almost a proverb. Education will not. The world is full of educated derelicts. Persistence and determination alone are omnipotent. The slogan, 'Press on,' has solved and will solve the problems of the human race." So yeah, the quote, "Persistence, press on" by Calvin Coolidge. A little background about him. Coolidge was the 30th president of the United States, And he delivered this quote during a time when the United States was undergoing significant change, including economic growth and the rise of industrialization. It was an era when many individuals placed a high value on natural talent or prestigious education as the ultimate keys to success. However, Coolidge observed that many talented and well-educated individuals failed to succeed because they lacked the perseverance to overcome obstacles or stay committed to their goal. So I love this quote. It'll forever be my number one. Just the importance of working hard, and really that's all that matters at the end of life. Just volume, if you do something you love over and over and you just work hard and press on despite all the challenges in life, you will be successful. So those were my 10 quotes. I hope you all enjoyed them and have some quotes of your own that you love. I just think quotes can be so powerful. So take care, y'all, and maybe there'll be another video coming soon.